way in hell I'm going to replicate the intro that we just did. We were having some technical difficulties. We thought we were live, and evidently we are now live. So, welcome. Welcome to another episode of Ice Cream Queens. We promised to make this fun. We were questioning if this would be fun, but now we are going to say it's going to be fun. So, yes, it is fun. And okay, so Joey, can you bring in everybody all at once? Mass chaos. Just everybody. Everybody. Total chaos. Okay. That is the theme for this evening. We're just going straight up chaos. How's that sound?
I think the second intro was better than the first.
I like it.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Evidently, we were having some technical issues. We went live, but we didn't go live. Oh my God. Who knows what happened? But here we are. And at least I didn't drop the F bomb this time because, you know,
it happened.
Bound to happen. So, all right. This is Shark Week. Do you guys know that? Have y'all heard it's Shark Week? And you know what's wonderful about Shark Week this week? What am I hearing?
I don't know.
Okay, so you know what's wonderful about Shark Week this week is that the lovely Jason Momoa is hosting for Discovery Channel's official Shark Week. And look there. Yeah, that thing right there. Yeah.
Nice.
For the people listening, I just want to explain. Anytime Shark Week or Jason Momoa is mentioned, a picture of Jason Momoa half naked pops up on the screen. So they will probably be saying it quite often throughout the
Just like
episode.
randomly just blurt out Jason Momoa.
Oh,
All right. Oh, wait, not half naked. Okay.
nice.
All right. But still. No, I have to, you have to actually kind of enjoy the fact that, not only is he this major Hollywood hunk of a man, I guess is that how we're going to describe him? Hello, Skylar. How are you? It's Willow Skylar. Skylar Productions. I'm reading wrong. But so yeah. Hang on, I'm getting messages like on my phone too, because I don't know what's going on. And oh Lord have mercy. So yeah, so first of all, he is this major hunk of a man, and he is a lovely gent. And the fact that
He's hosting Shark Week.
are we live? Because I'm starting to wonder.
It's saying it's live.
Okay,
It's
Geek
live.
Gumshoe, if we are live and you are seeing this, let me know, because I just got a message going, "Are y'all live?" I'm like, oh yes, we're trying. We don't know. He is lovely, but I will say this: he is basically the biggest nerd I have ever seen. To watch the intros for him on Shark Week just dance around and go crazy was hilarious.
Yeah. Dungeons and Dragons in the basement kind of nerd.
I am
Best
going
sort.
to back out for just a moment, if you don't mind. I'm going to leave it to you, ladies, for just a few. I understand. I'm having some technical issues, and I need to figure out what's going on. So bear with me, okay?
Are we
so-
live? Was that question ever
Yeah, we
answered?
are live,
Yeah,
but it's not
cool.
going out through YouTube. So let me jump off here for just a minute and see if I can
Fine.
figure out what's going on. And Magda has prepared a musing for us tonight, and it is based
Yay.
off of this wonderful little meme we keep seeing go around the internet, and it is basically talking about eating. Since we're talking about things that eat and just chomp and tear apart, Magda, why don't you take over for just a moment, and I will jump out. Give me just a second.
Right. So, round about the internet here recently, we have the memes that get popular and the ones that go here and there. And the most popular one at the moment seems to be a rather distressing lithograph of a young lady, as we have it up at right now, who's obviously on fire and being screamed at by two cats. It says, when you have a fairy tale ending, but it's the German version. Well, I'd like to explain where this comes from, because it's from a book that I actually own.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In the 1840s, a German man by the name of Heinrich Hoffmann wanted to buy a picture book as a Christmas present for his 3-year-old son, but was, quote, dismayed by what he considered a lack of good and proper books at the store when he went.
Mhm.
So he decided to write and illustrate his own book. And in 1845, he was persuaded to take that book and have it published anonymously. Now, the original title, translated into English, came out funny stories and droll pictures with 15 beautifully coloured panels for children of 3 to 6 years.
3 to 6.
Her
Okay.
edition that was published in 1858, they shortened the title to Schloverpeiter, which means shock-headed Peter, which is the name of the character in the very first story in the book. It's an illustrated picture. It's a picture book for children in little rhyme stories, but each one of the stories is a morality play. It's to demonstrate the disastrous consequences of misbehavior in an exaggerated way. So since we were talking about sharks and obviously creatures that take bits and pieces off of someone, it was decided that the most perfect thing to show would be one called Suck-a-Thumb. It's the name of this particular little poem. So do enjoy.
So what's it about?
It's about the
I'm just kidding.
dangers of sucking your thumb.
I'm sorry. I'm back, by the way.
Hello, lovely.
So before you go, I really do have to say, Magda, you started that thing beautifully, but in the beginning you were like, yes, I own this book in 1840. And I thought you were about to be like, I got it in this cute little shop. And I'd be like, look,
Well,
Magda,
no.
we all know you're a vampire, but you don't have to be that obvious about
Bragging.
it.
Bragging. I have the English version. I don't have the one in German. So,
Oh,
but it's lovely. Yeah, mine says shock-headed Peter across the front of the book.
And we have a video to go with it?
Yeah.
yes.
do,
So
we
we can
do.
roll it.
All right.
The story of little Suck-a-Thumb. One day, Mama said, Conrad dear, I must go out and leave you here. But mind now, Conrad, what I say. Don't suck your thumb while I'm away. The great tall tailor always comes to little boys that suck their thumbs. And ere they dream what he's about, he takes his great sharp scissors out and cuts their thumbs clean off, and then, you know, they never grow again. Mama had scarcely turned her back. The thumb was in. Alack, alack. The door flew open. In he ran, the great long red-legged scissor man. Oh, children, see, the tailor's come, and caught out little Suck-a-Thumb. Snip, snap, snip, the scissors go, and Conrad cries out, oh, oh, oh. Snip, snap, snip, they go so fast that both his thumbs are off at last. Mama comes home. There Conrad stands, and looks quite sad, and shows his hands. Ah, said Mama, I knew he'd come, to naughty little Suck-a-Thumb.
That was terrifying.
This is a book that's meant for 3 to 6 year olds.
Really?
Aye, it's
Real?
specifically
So they won't
written.
suck their thumbs.
Nice, so they
You
won't
know.
suck their thumbs. There's different stories about manners of one form or another. There's don't suck your thumb. There's don't be picky at the table. There's don't fidget at the table. There's don't be cruel to animals. There's all these little morality plays that teach children in very exaggerated, over-the-top ways of how one should behave.
All right, on that train of thought, I have to ask before we get into the main topic. Like, everyone here has children.
Yes.
What is one of these stories that you actually did tell your kids? like to actually try and teach them something? Because the wolf in sheep's clothing, we did do that one with the whole like. Skylar
Willow.
Productions has commented, "What the
F-bomb.
F-bomb?"
Okay. F-bomb. Boom. Yeah. We know what you're saying.
I would say that is not the worst one either. That's not. The story behind the original meme that you see, I'd say that's likely the worst one. And you'll be
And we
hearing
have
one
that
as
for the.
well.
I was going to say, we have that one. I know we have that one because I've heard you recite that one. And I was
I
like,
should be going through the book. I won't do all of them. There are 2 in particular that I don't think are entirely appropriate for this day and age. But the other 8, I'm more than happy to do.
Okay,
now
hang
I'm
on. Not appropriate how? I have to know.
There is one that is actually, shockingly enough, about not being a racist, but is written in exceedingly racist language. It's
Oh.
horrid. It's absolutely horrid.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
got that.
not comfortable reading that one.
Yeah, no, I
other-
totally get that.
the other is exceedingly violent, but also nonsensical. It's the sort of thing that I think you have to be German to understand why it's funny. Honest to God, it just doesn't make much sense to me. So I think I'll skip those two. So either the
Pictures.
DL.
Send me pictures. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm serious. I really,
Oh, I will
I'm like,
share.
I would, I do want to know about the violent one. I don't necessarily, I don't want to read the racist one if it's offensive, but the violent one, because I mean, suck at thumb, they cut off his thumbs. I'm like,
the violent one is something about a gunman who goes out hunting rabbits, and the rabbits get the gun from him and get him back.
Yeah, that makes.
right.
I don't get it. All right,
It's
we got
odd, and it has something to. It's just no. It's a bit like reading something from Lewis Carroll because it's so over the place and doesn't seem to connect well. It's difficult to follow. It might be a time specific thing or a cultural specific thing that my modern Western brain just does not understand. The racist one though has an actual good message to it. It's basically, don't be a racist arse, but at the same time it's just the way that it's written.
Yeah.
The title is The Inky Boys, so
okay, yeah.
I say let's no.
No.
But you will be entertained by the other 8, which I will be doing the videos of one by one.
I'm anxious to hear them, and honestly, the entire time you're talking about the bunny rabbits, am I the only one? Geek Gumshoe, we're on the same point. I was not thinking Night of the Lepus. I really was not. I was thinking Watership Down. So
or Bugs Bunny.
Or
with all of this being said, I think we have a disclaimer that we might want to throw up.
Yeah,
we
might want to throw up that.
Magda, hit it.
Warning, this show may contain strong language or disturbing topics which may be unsuitable for children and unusual humor which may be unsuitable for adults. It's fair, Lily. You should be warned before you step in.
Yes, we probably should put that right as we jump on because I mean, I think we introed with like, it wasn't the F-bomb, but I think I'm like, oh, what the hell? Like, welcome to our show. What the hell just happened? Okay. All right.
Jason Momoa.
Ooh.
Oh, I caught him. Ha! Staying on the job. Okay. There he goes. Okay.
All right.
I'm going to keep testing you.
Shark Week.
He was like, I was trying to put up a comment. We're being so mean to Joey in the back there. I'm sorry.
Yes. Joey. Okay, thank you.
Eli T. Cash says, dark in the city, night is a wire stream in the subway, earth is a fire. This must be a song I don't know. Woman, you want me, give me the sign, something else, because the comment's now gone. Okay.
I saw do. Okay.
Lots more doos.
We have a topic.
We do have a Jason Momoa.
Gosh. Hi there, Johnny. How are you? Hope your show is going well. There you go, Jason Momoa. Okay. Should get a second picture now. So our behind the scene guy is going to be so sad at the end of this evening. He's going to be tested this evening. Yes. Okay. And okay, so we do have a topic, and the topic is everything shark, because this actually is the beginning of Shark Week, and that is hosted by Jason Momoa, and it starts today. All right, we're getting there. And so we are wanting to talk about everything related to sharks. However, we want to be very careful in our approach and be cautious, because there is a strike that is currently going on amongst actors and film and writers in all over Hollywood. So we want to be mindful and we want to be careful about the way that we approach. And if we do step over lines, we do not intentionally do so, but we are going to talk about some of our favorite films, because we have been watching shark films, good, bad, hideous, awful, hopefully good, all of our lives. And it is something that I think that we all kind of lean into and kind of love, because Jaws was probably one of my original horror movies that I watched. I
Mhm.
absolutely loved it. So Kat, this was actually your. I'm sorry, I called her off guard. She's like, I'm looking around, I'm getting my drink, and I'm like, Kat.
Yep, got me off guard.
Sorry
I'm
about
good though. Here. I'm here.
Okay, you're here. So this was actually a topic of choice of yours, and I know that you have a home away from home that is beachfront, and so this is probably something that kind of leans into your wheelhouse. So, um,
Well, first of all, let me clarify. It's not beachfront. I'm not highfalutin like that. It's very, very close to the beach, like a parking lot stiff distance away. But yes, yeah, I mean where it is, it's down in the Gulf, and it's shark infested down there. It's everybody who knows who goes down there. There's always sharks. You'll go out swimming, you will see sharks. If you go out there enough, you will encounter a shark at some point. So but I don't, like when you see Jaws, and spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it yet, I mean, good God, it's only been around since what, the 70s.
Yeah.
But that opening scene where the girl is out there swimming at nighttime, like that is a real thing. Like I will say, like that is a life lesson from that movie right off the bat. Do not put your ass out there in the water at nighttime because they come close to shore, and you will, if you go out and you go night fishing, you will catch a shark. You won't catch a fish, you will catch a shark. If you go out night swimming, you will encounter a shark more than likely. I don't know, because I do not go swimming at night in the ocean, but it like I said,
Eli says, spoiler alert,
bigger
alert, bigger boat is required.
Yes,
it is.
and so I will say, like, I have been out even wading in the water in the daytime, and I have encountered sharks and seen them, and I've seen them swim amongst people. And 99.99999% of the time, they are just going to keep on swimming by. They are looking for fish. They're not looking for you. But every once in a while, yes, they will, for whatever reason, smell blood or whatever, get aggressive. But yeah, so
Well,
yep.
yes. Well, the U.S. is actually considered, in parts of Florida, is considered the shark attack capital of the world. You have basically the Florida area in the U.S., you have South Africa, and you have Australia, which we know everything in Australia is frightening and will kill you. But I was a little thrown on the Florida. I mean, I wasn't really expecting that.
There's so many different species that are down there. You'll see, like, sometimes like the bull sharks are all hanging out down there. I haven't seen in person. I haven't seen a hammerhead, but I've seen enough on video when they come through the shallow water. And then when you get down to the tip of Florida, I think there's more like nurse sharks. There's lemon shark. There's a lot of different varieties of sharks. There's even like whale sharks, which are not technically a shark, it's a whale. But and there's whales down there too, believe it or not. So there's a lot of stuff. You are in the fishbowl, so just be mindful when you're swimming. This is not your habitat, it is theirs.
Well, and you commented that swimming at night. I have never really thought about sharks being nocturnal. Are they? Or I mean, I'm just curious.
I don't think they sleep per se. They do have like I think where people have seen them, they kind of go into like a dormant state. But at night, I think they go where the water's warmer. So they'll rise up closer to the surface, I want to say. And then I know if you're out swimming, I know one thing you don't want to do is like slap the water. Like it's one of those things, if you swim in the ocean, like where you see kids kicking and wailing and slapping the water, like that attracts them. Like if you ever do any kind of like diving in a tank with a shark and things like that, they will tell you, like, when you put your fins on and you go, they're like, don't kick the water. Just go through as fluid as possible, but don't sit there and spank the water with your hand or your leg, because they like that. They think it's a seal. So.
Oh, I was going to say, do they think it's like fish or something? Obviously, something they can eat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know if it's the vibration or something that attracts them, but they're like cats in the sea. They're nosy. They want to see what's going on. So
I just Googled it just because I was curious. I was like, what is the answer? And I've got 3 different answers here.
Of course.
The first one's like, they're typically opportunistic feeders. Behaviors at night vary by species. They're not generally considered nocturnal animals. While the next one is like, most shark species are strictly nocturnal, meaning they are active during the night. And then the last one I was looking at was like, it's common knowledge that sharks are more active at night than day, but there's not much scientific evidence to that. So I don't know the answer.
They're just constant. They're constantly there. Just think of it that way. They don't go away. They're always there.
So I'm just curious because, I mean, obviously being in an area where there are sharks prevalent, are there specific sharks that are more prone to attack?
I would say a bull shark.
Oh,
I would say if you're in the Gulf, I would say I would be leery of a bull shark. They're probably the most aggressive.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about somewhere else, and you were like, so like being a place where you're around sharks a lot. Memphis?
I will say they could probably
just
swim
smart.
up the Mississippi and end up in Memphis. We've had a manatee end up here before, so
We have, yes. we
why
have.
why could it not happen?
Can anything actually survive in the Mississippi River, though? Really? Seriously?
I think so. Actually, I've heard it's cleaner than what you think it is.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So my next question, obviously, since we're talking about shark encounters, have you ever personally had a shark encounter? Anybody?
Me. I have, but
I
That's
put one
obvious.
at a zoo.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I have just from being in the Gulf. I've had them come like swim past me, and I've had one thump my leg, and I've seen there. It's a nursery down there, so there's I've had personal encounters with sharks, and they're not. It's not as scary. You're just more kind of like walking out of the water away from it. Like I see them coming through, and I'm backing up. But
I'm going to say it right now, and I'm going to get yelled at. Someone's going to be in the comment section like, how dare you? But I'm going to say it. This is why pools are better than the ocean.
for swimming,
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
for swimming, but the ocean's it's just different. Yeah.
Hashtag Shark
Hashtag
Week. I think Eli's trying to get some more Jason Momoa
I
up on
agree.
the screen.
They really bite. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go. So has anybody else actually had a shark? You said in the zoo. Okay. so
Yeah,
I'm
they
just-
have those like little petting zoos where you can feed those.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
those
you can
pets
pet them.
sometimes. Yeah. Should I
Okay.
be drinking every time we see Momoa? You
I
might
agree.
die.
Nope. Nope. And we've said Momoa twice now, and
Oh,
he hates us.
he's
like, I hate you.
listening for the word Jason. See,
I'm
okay,
sorry.
that's when you have to
He
like
hates
throw in
us.
and be like, okay, test. Jason Voorhees.
Oh.
Oh, okay,
okay.
got it.
That
Good.
We should make him pop up a picture of Mid-South Maniac anytime.
Oh, he's saying he can't run the
Aw.
comments at the same time that we're messing with the pictures. Okay.
Fair.
Sorry,
fair.
Joey.
Aye.
So
I
honest,
I can
Okay.
say that although I looked it up because I wasn't sure, but there are actually 30 different species of sharks that live in and around the waters near Scotland. But the only one that
wow.
I've ever seen was a basking shark,
Was-
which is that sort of thing that will bite you. It's just a giant, it's almost more like a whale than it is a shark, simply because a basking shark just opens its mouth wide and just sucks things in. It doesn't even have teeth, if I recall correctly.
It's a water puppy.
It has. It's just
Like
huge.
pooping on
But I've
water
seen those
puppy.
because in the Hebrides in the north of Scotland, that's an area where they have like a feeding thing every year or so. So I've seen those, but not like in the water, because you don't go swimming off the coast of Scotland. You're a twit if you do. It's no,
I
it's
wanna
feel-
just too bloody
Encounter
cold.
Loch Ness or something.
yeah.
No, see,
Get other
that's
things.
different. That's a loch. That's not the same as the
Yes,
ocean.
but
That's a loch.
they've got to be fed into from the ocean. I'm just saying.
No,
like,
no, locks are interior. Locks are
But
are
it's
landlocked. They're a
so
lake, so no.
deep. It's
Except
so
for
deep.
Loch Ness, which actually supposedly has a porthole.
Right.
A
goes
portal
has-
to the
yeah.
ocean.
has
We have a comment
tributary.
down here. To
Okay.
explain the
Tributary.
comment, there was a picture up earlier which on it said unprovoked attacks, and it had numbers for that. It was 57 unprovoked bites, 5 unprovoked fatal bites. So
This
our
was
comment down
2002.
here says unprovoked attacks implies that there are provoked attacks, which are likely announced by, hey, y'all, watch this.
Yeah.
Hey, hold my
Yeah.
beer.
Yeah.
Willa says, considering the IQ levels of Florida, not surprised. We agree with you. We agree. With
I
you.
don't. I disagree. I disagree. I think
No. Okay.
Aw.
Oh,
I disagree. I can't say Floridians are half bad people. They're quite all right. So
no.
I'm
But
sure
they're
there's
not
probably
all-
extremes on both sides there.
Yeah.
oh my
Yes.
God, you know where we live. I mean, we
I-
get the news all the time.
oh yeah.
I think Florida has to catch up with Memphians. I mean, that's just me.
I don't
That is
know. Like
true.
Florida man's a thing for a reason.
Florida man and
Yeah.
Florida woman is a thing, but I still think Memphis has all that beat. I'm just
Oh,
We
well,
just-
okay.
We just hide
Memphis
it better.
has never. Wait a minute. Memphis.
we
has
don't
never,
hide it.
No, we don't hide it. Memphis has
Mm-mm.
never had the headline that a man threw an alligator through or used an alligator for a attempted robbery of a Wendy's or something of that nature. So.
If we had them, I guarantee you somebody would try it. That's all
I
I'm
know.
saying.
Yeah. Yes.
If it
no.
was at your disposal in Memphis, it would be done. It just, you know.
Oh, hey,
Allie
no.
says, hand pink waving, hand pink waving, hand pink waving, hand pink
Oh,
waving.
Allie.
I don't get the reference.
Is it Barbie? Is it like a Barbie?
Oh, maybe.
Yes,
Okay.
we're all dressed for Barbie. Like we have our pink on, and
I'm
Well,
wearing
I
a
am not.
green dress.
I'm like, I am not in pink. I don't know why I look like a vampire, but I do look like. No, I actually was shooting something today. It was 1920s, and my hair was giant. It just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, no matter what I did. So,
Memphis hair in the summer.
Mm.
oh
If it
gosh,
makes you feel any
There's-
better, I'm over here like the Spirit Halloween mascot. So
that's fine. That's
Okay.
fine. We are all very unique. You can talk. Okay, so all right. Okay, so Johnny, Magic of Johnny and Beyond says you can talk about any movies that are from the past, present, and even upcoming. Meg.
oh, there's a Meg 2 coming out.
Oh,
Oh wow.
Because they've
maybe
already
because-
filmed.
Thank you. Thank you. We're trying to be mindful about it. And so we wanted to be respectful to the community. However, we are also a show that talks about pop culture and horror movies. And, you know, that was an element we were like, oh, we're going to struggle around this. So let's talk about some horror movies because
Well,
I am.
We just had the Meg 2 pulled up. He was talking about. I sat and watched the first one, the Meg, and I didn't know there
Oh.
was a sequel coming out. I just needed something shark to watch, and then that's what popped up, and I was like, sure,
Is
that
that
works.
Jason Stratham in that?
That's what it
What's
says.
he do? Just
yeah.
like bop him on the nose and it's done? I mean,
That's a horrifying picture if it were reality. You're swimming in the ocean and it's not even like a real size shark. It's a
Oh,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be a megalodon,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
did you think of it, Lauren?
The movie, it was not bad. There were some really cute bits and pieces between the
Aye.
different characters and how their relationship evolved. There was no like cliche tropes when it came to who died
I
first
know.
or any of that, so that was nice. The characters were very lovable. Like the whole time you're like, don't kill that one. Don't kill
Aye.
that. Kill that one. Kill that. Don't kill this one. It was good. The acting was good too. The CG not too bad. There was only like 2 scenes where they were obviously in the water. The shark is obviously fake, and you could tell like that's not a real human. That's like a little computerized dude in the water floating there.
it's like watching The Witcher this season.
Oh, no.
I haven't watched it.
So Brad Parnell, somebody care. I don't have my glasses on, so
The
I'm struggling to see.
1975 movie Shark's Treasure, starring Cornell Wilde and
Oh.
Yaphet Kotto, traumatized me as a child, but it was because of the human characters, no the sharks. That's
Oh.
fair. No,
Okay, yeah,
honestly, there's quite a
is
lot
fair.
of those. See, I have to ask you, ladies, do you each have your own favorite shark movie? Like, Kat, what's
do.
yours favorite shark movie?
I didn't realize. I mean, other than Meg and Sharknado, and,
I was waiting for someone to say Sharknado.
Had to.
and you know, obviously Jaws. I mean, you know, it's kind of one of those underrated topics because sharks are frightening. I mean, we could make more for shark movies as far as I'm concerned, but
Deal. What
honestly,
is
they're-
yours?
Mine actually is open water.
Oh,
That
nice.
is
That's
probably one of the
terrifying.
that is probably one of the most terrifying things that could possibly happen to a person, to go out on a diving expedition and to be left in the water, and then to find out that the water is shark infested, and then to watch your spouse, or I can't remember if it's spouse or boyfriend,
Mhm.
to be devoured by sharks, only to meet your own fate. And I mean, there's so many elements, not just the shark attack aspect of it, but I think just because that was based on a real story,
Mhm.
it was a very real situation. And it's believable, because sometimes the things that are realistic and believable are the
Aye,
most frightening to me.
Oh
agreed.
yeah,
What about
agreed.
you, Lauren? Do you have a favorite shark film or
Uh,
no?
Film, you know what? The one I just watched was really cute, and I'm probably gonna remember it for a while because my littlest watched it with me.
Aw.
So that was like her first scary shark film too. So
Aw.
I think that one's gonna have to like lead the list. Love Jaws.
Mm.
And the ride back in the day, before they shut it down, that was
Oh, aye.
really fun.
Oh yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Don't sit on the edge. If they ever bring that thing back up, do not sit on the, not because of the water, because of the fire. You get like almost
Yeah.
burnt
Oh.
sitting on the edge.
Bye
Yeah.
bye eyelashes.
Mm.
Yeah, it was hot. I was a little much. That's
Yeah.
probably why they shut it down. Someone probably had their arm like stretched out at the fire and burnt themselves.
It was to Harry Potter. I was there the year they were tearing it down because I wanted to ride it again with my oldest son, and they put Harry Potter World there, and that's why they got rid of it for that.
Oddly for me, I have a particular affection for the vast majority of shark movies, especially the crazier ones like the Sharknado and the Sharktopus and all of those sorts of. I see.
Sharktopus.
Thank you, Eli. Just said
Makes me
Sharknado,
say
Sharktopus. There's my man.
Sharktopus.
You know it. Hell's a reason why. It's kind of adorable. So my little bitty, very British mother loves cheesy shark movies. The
Oh.
the more horrid, the more stupid, the worse they are, the more she loves it. Honestly, I
God.
don't know why. It's been her favorite since the beginning of time. Every year I try to top myself to find something more ridiculous shark related for her every year. She's got Sharknado and Sharktopus and there's all these various shark versus XYZ sort of things. She absolutely loves them. So whenever I see a stupid and adorable horror shark movie, I always think of my mum.
I think Sharknado is like a badge of something everybody wants to be in, though. It's one of those movies where all of us want to be an extra in Sharknado because you see them running and they're screaming, but they're not. They have no look of horror on their face. They're all laughing. It's like they almost were like handing out cocktails before they filmed it. Like, here, guys, go ahead, y'all gonna run and scream and make it look like it's scary, and they're not. It's totally,
So Eli asked if that means that my mum has a thing for all monster movies, and the answer is no. It
Oh.
has to have a shark in it. That's the only one that she
That's
likes.
her theme. That's her
It must
thing.
have a shark in
Okay.
it. I actually bought
Fair.
my mum a shark-shaped Christmas stocking last year,
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
an inflatable light-up shark with a Santa hat holding a present for her yard at Christmas time.
Have you
Uh,
seen
as-
wait.
Oh.
I have something for you for her this year. Have you
Oh.
seen the shark blanket that you step into and almost wear like a onesie?
Oh, I have actually, and my mum is wee, so she'd probably fit it really well. I think my mum's about 4'10", so she could literally be swallowed by a shark. It would be adorable. I should do that. Only if she's sending you a
like-
picture.
It's like made for a kid, but fits your mother
Fits
perfectly.
my mum. Fits my mum. Perfect.
Yeah. By the way, I think that Magda is the only person that I know that would say, "Oh, my mom is wee. She could be swallowed by a shark, and it'd be so cute."
Yeah.
Was I the only one who caught that? I know I was not.
No,
Sorry, I was Googling something. She was asking favorite shark movies, and I was like, I don't have like a favorite really like movie,
Aw.
but then I was like, oh, but I listened to last podcast on the left, and they covered this ship that sank, and then all the dudes getting like eaten by the sharks after. I couldn't
Ooh.
remember what ship it was. So I was over
Yeah.
here on last podcast on the left side, like, what freaking episode was that? USS Indianapolis. By the way, great episode of them talking about that. It's a bit old now, but I listen to older episodes because I'm running out of the
Right.
new ones.
Oh,
See,
okay.
I have to say that when it comes to things like shark movies, I laugh through them. They're hilarious, except, as you mentioned, things like Open Waters. To me, if it's more realistic, that just makes it bone chilling, absolutely
Yeah.
terrifying. If it's something that could happen to you, oh no, that is absolutely terrifying.
Getting
Well-
stuck in open water, like
Mm-mm.
originally at one point I was talking with my husband and I was like, I want to go on a cruise. I've never gone on a cruise. That'd be so fun. And then he like went over the reasons. He was like, no,
Oh,
because
no.
this and this and this. And I was like, good
Mm.
point. Okay.
Yeah, if you're going over like the Bahamas and those kind of waters, yeah, they're.
Mm-mm.
I wouldn't go diving. People go looking at Bimini Road, like no.
Oh,
no.
aye.
Well, and it's interesting because we commented earlier, it's a struggle to realize all of the shark movies that are out there because there are tons of them that you never even think about. Hello. We have, when I started actually doing research on it, you have the Meg, and obviously now the Meg 2, you have Jaws, you have Deep Blue Sea, and the Deep, the Shallows, which is another realistic type movie. I'm sorry, can we pop that up? I just saw something about an incident.
The
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
Oh,
Oh.
aye, aye.
Oh, okay. But there are so many Black Demon, Open Water, Shark Bait, Great White, Jaws. There's many, many, many versions of it. I found out today that there were like 3 open waters, and I'm okay to watch the first one, and I'm good with that. I've seen it. I don't need to see it again because it was okay. It's not so much the people getting eaten, and it isn't the gross factor. It's just it is a realistic situation that would be kind of terrifying. But there are so many, and one of the things that I find, I'm like, why is there only like 2 or 3 good ones? And there's a billion horrible ones. I'm
Oh,
like,
so many.
can we not make good shark movies? Come on.
We got Sharknado. What are you talking about?
Yes, that's the best. That's the best one ever made, right there. Are you kidding? They're done after Sharknado. That's like
I think some are so bad that
We
they're
agree.
good. Like Deep Blue
Mm.
Sea. I think
Oh.
that one is horrible but wonderful at the same time.
Was that the one with Samuel L. Jackson?
It was.
Okay.
It was.
Well, okay, so most shark movies don't get a lot of money put into it because let's face it, horror movies do not usually get a lot of money going towards the spending or any of that.
True.
So, are all of the actors and actresses going to be like top notch, top caliber? No, probably not, and that's fine. Is the CGI going to look realistic, or is it going to Magda? That was very distracting.
Oh, I'm
Ma'am.
sorry.
Wait a minute.
Sorry,
Did Magda
Magda's
just flash
playing
us?
with her shirt and
I didn't
anyway,
No,
it's just a
Um,
partial
very
flash.
much.
and we're gonna
was
get
like,
more
adjusting
viewers if
my
we keep
shirt.
doing that.
Yeah.
I'll just watch the corner there. We're fine.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Is the CG and all of the computer stuff going to be the best of the best? No, it's going to
No.
look like the person who created Bluey probably worked on it too. Which I shouldn't have used Bluey as a
Bluey.
reference because I friggin' love Bluey. I needed something a little more
Oh
like
my
Caillou.
God.
There you go. Person who made Caillou. Someone said,
Magda's
thanks,
getting-
Magda.
Magda's getting fan mail. Pretty soon, the tip jar is going to be full of Magda grams there
tip.
here in a minute.
I don't.
Should we run our tip jar now?
Tip jar for Magda.
I don't tend to wear terribly low cut things, so that I
Hot
keep
in here.
adjusting it because I feel like I'm falling out.
That's
This is
okay.
when
We
you just like
take-
shove your face.
We're
so
just going
far
to watch your tip
forward.
jar fill up when it does happen.
For what jar?
Her
Tip-
hip
Not-
with a penis. Jason Momoa.
Jason
That's
Momoa
not
for
gonna get
the
us back on track.
Jason Momoa. That one's for the ladies. Magda's for the fellas.
I don't know.
We're
Magda
covered.
distracted me
Ladies too.
more than Jason
I
did.
know. Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever
Okay,
seen
I don't
Magda
even
blush?
know.
Because I think she is.
I had a point at some point. Let's just keep going.
So
Okay,
the
so how
CGI.
Oh yeah, it's not going to be like the best CGI. It's not going to be the best acting or writing. I mean, there's not really a whole imaginative when it comes to the writing. It's a boat. It's a person. They're in the water, and there's a shark. Good luck figuring out how to like choreograph and write an entire script off of that. So if you can take the terrible budget and everything else that comes with that I just listed and make like at least an entertaining, it could be so bad it is good, but just entertaining. It doesn't have to be great. Lean into the bad. I want to see that.
Gory Bet says not all shark movies are created equal. Take
True.
Casper Van Dien and Shark Attack, for example. I have to say I've not seen that one.
I have seen that one, and it is not one of my favorites. So yeah, I actually, I'm sorry, I'm very particular about my shark movies. I like shark movies that are a bit realistic. I don't, I know that Jaws was like the puppet version. Okay.
No, I'm just thinking like Muppet Jaws going across the screen like.
Wait.
I think Jaws was more about like the music and the, building that kind of what's unseen is what,
The suspense. Well,
that's
that's
yeah.
what it turned into. Originally, the shark was supposed to be more on screen than it actually was. They were having a ton of problems and malfunctions
Yes.
with the shark, which is why the shark was cut
Yeah,
as much as it was.
Yeah.
But in some cases, not showing the monster is even more frightening than
I
showing.
agree.
I do believe Pumpkinhead. Where the hell did that even come
Puppet.
Puppet head.
Okay. God, somebody. Oh, I need more wine. We are not there. Oh my gosh.
Beef Gumshoe says I totally watched the Muppet Jaws.
Oh,
I
would
need
too.
everyone in the movie
Ditto.
to be a real person though, and
Yes.
completely
has to be.
selling the terrifiedness.
See, that's
the
what makes the
shark.
best of the Muppets is when the people in it just pretend that the rest aren't Muppets. They're just fine and they're straight up and they go like Muppet Christmas Carol's perfect example. Michael Caine just doesn't even acknowledge
Treasure
that they're
Island.
anything other than. But the best thing about Treasure Island is that Tim Curry acts like he's one of the Muppets.
Right.
I know. I saw that the other day, and I'm like, oh my god, that's so perfect. That is exactly why those two movies work so wonderfully.
So this is completely off topic, but if you're listening, throw in the comments if you could recreate any horror movie with them all Muppets, but only one person as the human. What horror movie would you do? And that'll keep us entertained in between us talking about sharks.
Called the movie Cottonmouth.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I'm going to start by that. I'm going to say that we are going to recreate Hellraiser with all Muppets.
Oh no!
My
I love
God.
it. That's awful.
And Pinhead is the only real person.
I think that should be a Muppet. I'm just saying,
No.
I would like to see
No,
that
no,
as a Muppet.
I just want to see him get frustrated with all the other Cenobites as Muppets doing stupid shit, because that seems like it would be appropriate. Night of the
Brad
Living
Parnell.
Thank you, Brad.
Muppet.
Brad Parnell says Night of the Living Muppets.
Oh my gosh.
See,
Okay.
I would say Evil Dead, and everyone's a Muppet except Bruce Campbell, but you must admit that there are times where Bruce Campbell himself is quite a Muppet.
So it would probably work beautifully.
Yeah.
I love Bruce Campbell.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go with The Hills Have Eyes. I don't know who I would
Nice.
make. No, the one girl that is like completely kidnapped and all of the stuff happens. Or do I have the wrong movie? No,
I don't know. That seems about right. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
we need the traditional like the female victim, but she's being attacked by Muppets. That is what
I was thinking, when you said that, I was thinking Hills Have Eyes, but I was thinking about the original version with Michael Berryman, and I'm like, can he not be the Muppet and then have everything else Muppets?
Ooh, Leatherface.
We have one that went through on the bottom just a second
Oh.
ago. The
Yeah,
movie
Lisa's the-
Doll.
But the victims
The
turn
victims
into
turn
Muppets.
into Muppets.
Oh, dolls.
Okay.
Plural.
Okay. All right. So we have a topic. We're talking about sharks, and we're talking about Shark Week. We're talking about Jason Momoa, and thank you. And
He was waiting for it.
back on topic. Are we there? I don't know.
Okay, so when it comes to sharks, what is worse, the horror movies or like actual shark attack stories? Like, what are the things that stick with you more? Because everyone, you think
Oh.
sharks
Attack.
more, you
Actual
think
shark
Jaws.
attacks.
Yeah.
Actual shark attacks for sure.
Mhm.
Noise.
Yeah.
I did pull up an article if you would like for me to go through it. It is
Yeah.
from Empora. I have no idea what this site is. Never heard of it before, but 8 of the scariest shark attack stories in the history of the world. Dun,
Okay.
dun, dun, dun. So number 1, we have Barry Wilson. Wilson is remembered in shark attack history as he was the very first in Californian history to be filled by a shark. It says filled. I don't know what that means. A 17-year-old tuba player, he was in around 30 feet of water when a friend saw him start moving strangely from around 10 meters away. The shark apparently threw him out of water, catching his legs so his entire body was above the water up to the knees. The shark then dragged Wilson underwater. His friends came over, managed to drag him away and try and get him back to shore, but his extensive injuries meant that he did not survive the journey to the beach.
Maybe that's
Aw.
supposed to be
They bled
fatal.
out. Yeah, you'll bleed out so fast if they
Mhm.
get like
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, we have Dave Quinlivan. Pardon me, I have not reread this. I am reading this from scratch. So if I say the names wrong, I'm sorry. He was at the beginning of an hour-long ski paddle when he noticed dolphins around him getting creeped out. Thinking nothing of it, he continued on with the paddle. An hour away from Blackhead Beach, Quinlivan suddenly realized his mistake. A great white shark leapt out of the water. I don't know, and attached itself
Leapt,
onto its left. Oh, okay.
They go, yeah.
Jumped
That's
up.
a new word for
Yeah.
me.
They come
Leapt.
up
I
straight
think
up
it's supposed to be
out.
leapt.
Let-
That's
Yeah,
what I
left
think,
out of the
leapt.
water. Yeah, they'll come from down and just
Okay, well, it
Straight
says
up.
left. As in,
Jumped
like,
out of
Yeah, it
take a
jumps out of the
left-hand
water.
turn. Anyway, attached itself onto his ankle, pulling him towards it. Got it clean, says Quinlivan. I reckon I was on the ski with him for about 10 seconds at least because he took another adjustment and I got the leg right into the corner of its mouth and then he gave me 2 almighty shakes. Quinlivan managed to get back on the ski, but knowing what was the wrong decision to make it a shark attack, managed to make a life-saving decision, then got back into the water and swam away with a sense of control. His actions worked and the shark stopped its attack, swimming away. Quinlivan then managed to get to the shore with his serious injuries and to a lifeguard. Okay, no offense to the person writing this, but you need someone
Yeah, I
to
need
like
somebody
double
to-
check.
Editor.
edit. Yeah.
Editor.
The
Yeah.
editor.
You need
Yeah.
an editor.
A reader. So yeah.
Yeah. Rodney Fox. I'm looking through the pink of the water through my own blood and taking huge, huge breaths of air. And through it, I see the head getting bigger. It was a quote that starts off this one. This is a first-hand account of Rodney Fox, a spear fisherman who was bitten on the torso by a shark and dragged into the water.
You
As he
don't
was-
spearfish. No. no. Don't do that. I'm sorry.
As he
That's
was dragged
asking for
30
it.
feet under, took water, Fox gouged the shark's eyes, kicked its face, and bear hugged it. When he needed to breathe, he let go and made his way to the surface, and that's when he saw the shark's head following him. Miraculously, instead of taking another bite of Fox, the shark bit into the float. As he was dragged through the water, Fox finally came apart from the float and was quickly rescued by a nearby boat. Instead of staying on dry ground after his experience, Fox now works with Planet Shark, diving, educating, and entertaining.
I hope he's not spearfishing anymore, though. I hope that's done.
No.
Okay, so what is the spear fisherman? Is it like they stab fishes with
You're
spears?
just
Spear.
yeah, like you're just you're making a bloody mess with the fish underwater where the sharks are, so you're gonna attract.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, see, I think spear fisherman, and all I can see is Tom Hanks from screaming at the volleyball and trying to like catch fish and then going, ah! When you finally caught one.
If you were standing on shore and it were a life or death situation and that was your only means of fishing, then yes, go for it. But you have people who like to be sporty and very what's the word, primitive, when you don't necessarily have to be this day and age where you're going to bring the sharks to you.
Well, there are 4 more of these, but with how well they're written, I think I'm going to decline and move on.
Yeah.
Well, actually, since we have about 10 minutes left, I wanted to take a moment and basically let everybody know that sadly, this evening is Kat's last evening with us. She is officially having to step down as one of the ice cream queens, and due to family work and personal life situations. And I just kind of wanted to invite everybody that might be watching with us tonight to wish Kat a happy farewell. You know that we love
Oh,
you.
thank you. Yeah,
honestly,
I love you, ladies, and everybody in the show. It's fun.
But we will miss you, and you are more than welcome. If we might. Yeah, oof, exactly.
I'm sorry. I know.
Oh, Willow
Life's
says
gotten-
no.
No,
This actually hurts, says Eli. Agreed.
I'm sorry.
Agreed.
I'll be around. I've just, I've got so
And-
many things I'm being pulled at right now.
And we also wanted to leave the door open. Kat, if you come across something that you want to talk about and that you want to basically say this is a topic that I'm really excited about, you're welcome to join us as a guest and lead a topic anytime, because we would love to have you back. We have definitely enjoyed your time here. Honestly, I wanted to create a compilation of the cat-isms and the cat videos and everything, and I'm just like, I couldn't get past the pot pie.
No.
The most messed up show I think we've
Magical.
had over the years.
Magical.
But
Oh my goodness.
you've had some wonder. I mean, the Georgia Tan episode was absolutely incredible, and that was probably one of my absolute favorite shows to date. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. And we
Oh,
hope.
I'll be around. Like I said, I'll be around. Just life has gotten it's gotten chaotic lately. And
It happens. And we know, and we try to be as understanding and open as possible, but sometimes we understand that life does get in the way. And this is something that we do for fun and for entertainment purposes. And we will definitely miss you. So thank you for being part of this.
I will miss all of y'all and Eli's
Yeah.
comments over here.
So I do want to, I know that we're kind of at the top of the hour. We've got a couple of minutes left. We were discussing shark attacks, and I don't think that we can get through the evening without mentioning Bethany Hamilton. Bethany Hamilton was probably one of the most recognized shark attack victims. Actually, that's not Bethany. It's the other. That's Bethany. Thank you. Bethany is a professional surfer that was attacked and obviously had her arm amputated after the shark attack, lost her arm, and was able to continue on as a professional surfer. I'm not really sure where she is and what she's doing today, but that was obviously one of those incredible stories that really kind of hit home with a lot of people, just because her perseverance. And then the other young lady that you shared was probably one of the most recent victims, and her name is Bethany. And I'm sorry, Bethany Addison, I do believe is her last name. And she was a shark attack victim last year. This young lady was in her senior year, or she was a high school student. So I do believe it was her senior year. She was surfing and not surfing, but she was in the water. And was attacked by a shark and ended up losing her leg. And she recently came out and shared her story 1 year later about what it was like to survive a shark attack. And I can't even imagine what either one of these young ladies went through and what the recovery process would be like. But those are two. And I know that there was another young man recently, and I do believe he might have been out of Egypt, that that had a shark attack his foot. And he was able to keep the foot, but there are so many. And I just wanted to kind of hit on those two, because I think that those are two that are very much either remembered or in the news today. So, because I know that when I pulled up shark attacks, that was one of the big things that I was seeing, is this young lady. She revisited the site. I think her name is Bethany. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, but she revisited the site 1 year later, and she is now expecting, and actually was in the water and was not terrified by it. So, and was actually rescued by her own brother.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's hard. And I could see, is why somebody could get back in the water, just because it's such a bizarre thing, almost like lightning striking. It's just, it seems like people who get struck by lightning actually get re-struck by lightning, but shark attacks doesn't seem to be a repeat type of thing on somebody. Crazy. Oh, miss you guys.
Aw.
Thank you.
All right. That is almost right at the top of the hour.
I do believe it is. I'm looking at the time now, and I do believe we are at the top of the hour. And although it is a solemn top of the hour for us, as we say goodbye and wish you fond farewells, and hope to see you again in the near future. And as you know, if you need any photography work done, please reach out to this toy robot.
It's the best. Yes, y'all are the best for photography. Absolutely.
So please stay in touch with us, and we hope to see you again on an episode soon. And with that said, if anybody has anything else to say, with that,
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa.
All right. And with that, I will say pleasant screams and good night.
Nice.